7:35. We're stepping inside of your morning trend, which is coming through the kind complex of Rick's Cafe. Don't forget Rick's Cafe. They are open every day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The last order must be placed by 4:30 p.m. All right, Rick's Cafe. Walk in, dance out, and with the pleasure, I gotta say, top of the morning, I've got Ricardo Dru with me inside of the morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. That's the quarantine look I'm seeing there. That's the
How are
quarantine
you?
look I'm seeing there.
Yes,
How you
sir. Yes,
managing
sir.
this quarantine, boy? How you managing right now?
Pretty decent. I think this was a time that I needed. I think it's a time that, I needed to just reset, just, kind of settle down with family and just be
Mhm.
around a little bit more. So, um, it was, of course, I've always wanted to be around, but this was even a little more forced.
Mhm.
And I just feel like I needed it.
Feel like you needed it. What would you
Yeah.
say? What would you not take for granted after this pandemic is over?
Outside.
One
you know,
word.
you know, there's so many things that you say, nah, I'll do that later, or no, I don't really feel like doing that today. And it gives a whole new meaning to do it now. Just go for it. Um, because you just never know. You never know if you'll not be able to go outside next week.
Something else. But how are you? Are you able to stay creative during this whole inside and not being able to perform and so on?
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, I find like me actually being in quarantine helped me a lot more than I thought it would have. I thought I would have gone crazy by the first week, but I ended up recording maybe about 15 to 16 songs.
Wait,
Um, I've, I've,
wait.
I've,
What is it? 15 to 16?
yeah, man. And I've written even more. Like my creativity just been on a whole different space since I've been in quarantine, to be honest with you.
Oh, so you don't have a problem at all. I mean, if it is you pen 15 to 16 songs within, the lockdown. I mean, does that mean you're going to be dropping an album or you're going to carefully decide when you want to release what?
Both. So we are preparing for an album for 2021. Um, but we are also, without the, with, within those songs, we're going to decide what we want to release between now and the end of the year, given, the climate.
Mm.
Um, we're releasing a song next week called Homesick. And it's just for everybody that's missing the Fed. They say Fed is home. Well, right now everybody homesick.
Everybody homesick. Talking about homesick, I know Antigua is your home, right?
Mm.
Um, have they canceled their carnival? I believe they have.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
they have.
They canceled their carnival. Now, I know you performed in Trinidad a lot with Roy Cape, correct? What would
Correct.
you say is the difference with performing in Trinidad versus anywhere else? Being that, Trinidad is kind of considered like the mecca where everybody goes to.
Um, I think that Trinidad performing in Trinidad, people are just a little more free,
Hmm.
and they're a little more open to new things that they may not have heard or things that they may not be accustomed to. So they'll give you and let's say they'll give you a 10 seconds of, okay, we're gonna hear what you have. Usually in Antigua, if you're not the popular kid, they'll give you a hard time. They'll knock you about first. I gotta show you that I love you through pain. So they will fold our arms on you. We'll be like, let's see if he's gonna make me unfold my arms. But I think it's a lot easier in Trinidad. Places like Grenada, places like Antigua, St. Vincent. It's a lot harder. But once you catch it, the vibe is a lot wilder.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed with you, I mean, you always bring energy with your performance, huh? And
Yeah.
you know how to work a song. Is that something that you would practice beforehand to say, all right, when this part of the song comes, I'm going to do this. When that part, I'm going to do that. Or is it all spur of the moment for you when you're on stage? Because I've seen you perform numerous times and I could tell that this is a guy that knows what he's doing.
Appreciate that. For me, it's a little bit of both, man. Like I learn a lot through trial and error. So like if I try something today and it works, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I'll just try something else. Every crowd is different, so I try to just be as, what's the word? I try not to be as, I just try to be as free spirited as possible on stage, man. And I try to go with the energy. I try to go with what I feel from the people, what I see from the people, and usually, thank God, I'm right in the energy that I receive, but I'm not always right. So it's just trial and error.
Now, you recently put up something on your Instagram, a story with how you met Patrice. I
Hmm.
didn't even know that story. When I go through stories and I see a video long, I just be like, all right. But
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. What for those who haven't seen it, exactly what happened? Because that story it is that's different level.
Yeah. Dollar Sham and I went through the racist card with the police in Miami. We took Patrice to Miami to work together for the first time. This was in 2009. And Sham and I went to go rent a car, and because we were black, the police pull us aside, and they tried to pin us on stealing a car from one of the rental places.
Mhm.
And they treated us like dogs, complete dogs. They would not allow us to get. They wanted us to sit on the floor. They wouldn't let us get up. And Patrice and Brittany were in the car, the dancer at the time,
Mhm.
and they sent a whole team to the car. They took Patrice out the car. They ransacked her suitcase, Brittany's suitcase. They took their passports. Why y'all here? We'll take your visas if you're not honest. Those kind of things. And it was just really uncomfortable. It was really weird, and that was the first time working with Patrice. So Patrice probably thought, man, Sham and Drew, they in
Mhm.
some deep stuff, man. So if you want to get the details of the story, anybody that's watching, you could go ahead and
Yeah.
check it on my Instagram. That's my Drew Stories. I do it every week Thursday at 9 o'clock.
So yeah, more stories to come out.
Oh yeah, boy, I have some
Wait,
dread stories. Come on,
that's no,
no
your life is
classics.
a book, boy. Hmm. Now, something I always wanted to find out: DJ Khaled and Nas used "Vagabond" in the
Mhm.
end of one of their music videos. How did
Right,
that happen?
right. So funny enough, right? The Bahamas has been one of my territories that has always shown me love. Like they've given me love from start to finish. And Khaled went down there to do a video.
Hmm.
He had no intention of using Vagabond or anything like that. So they had the girls at the scene, and they were trying to figure out how to get these girls to dance. What to get these girls moving.
Yeah.
And they just told the DJ, play some music. So the DJ kept going through songs, going through, going through, going through, going through, going through. And eventually he got to
Mhm.
my song. And then the girls just started to while out.
Right.
And Khaled saw that and ran in to join.
Uh,
And like I guess the energy was just so real at that point that Khaled said, look, let's just use it.
just
So
like
about a day after, his people contacted Sham,
that. Mhm.
and yeah, just like that.
Yeah, boy. I was surprised because I was like, wait a minute. At first I thought it was a mistake, right? So I saw the video and I was like, wait, boy, the man, this is this thing right. They put soca in the man hip hop video, and then I realized, wait, but everybody's moving and timing. You have costumes and so on, so this has to be something that was properly coordinated and thought out before they did it.
Yep.
But how did people in Antigua receive that when the video came out?
Really well, man. Anybody that knows me, I've had a struggle in Antigua. When I say a struggle, like, there was always this, notion that I'm not fully Antiguan. So, they always had this problem of acceptance. Now I have diehard fans in Antigua, so let me just big up my diehard fans and the ones soon to be fans.
Right.
But it's always been a struggle. Like, you're not from here, this Trinity boy, this, that, this, whatever the case may be.
Why you think?
Um,
Why though? Why would that be a thing? I mean, I know you as Antiguan. I
I don't know.
mean,
I think they consider my accent more Trinidadian than anything else. I
mm,
don't think so. But
I know here
they that's just how,
agenda
yeah.
from Trinidad.
I
I
don't
ain't
know,
the accent yet.
man. I don't know. I don't know. So Vagabond was actually the changing point in my career in Antigua where people started to accept me, and then that even steal it. So like, forget that I had a Trinidad accent. Oh, he's from Antigua, so they want to rep, they want to claim, they want to, the people that didn't claim me at the time. My diehards, of course, would be the same, but it was definitely a changing point for me in Antigua.
Do you think it was a case where you had to make it big outside of Antigua before you were accepted?
No, I think it was a case where I had to make it big outside the on a holistic scale, like for the Antiguan self, government, everything, for them to say, all right, cool, he's doing something for us.
Right.
But I've had songs in Antigua that were successful from the time I started going back to Antigua. It's just Vagabond's international success just tipped it over.
Yeah, I have friends in Antigua, and I could say Antigua is one place that has a lot of talent.
Yeah, for sure.
The younger DJs across there, like Rhythm Master and so on. Some of the other artists there, like even Tian Winter and so on. I mean,
yeah,
it's a place that really does have a lot of talent and good music. I mean, look at Burning Flames.
Yep, classics.
Look at Burning Flames, and I mean, Burning Flames used to come to Grenada a lot back, when they were in their prime, obviously. So, I mean, Antigua is a place that has had carved its sound and so on with soca music. We're just getting ready to wrap up here, but I want to find out something from you. This is an interesting one. Now, they have these versus battles that are going on Instagram now, right? You had Babyface going up against, who was it? Teddy Riley. You just had Ludacris going up against Nelly. Even in the soca fraternity, Moto went up against Travis World, and Precision went up against Colonel Roberts. Would you do one?
Would I?
If you were to do one, who would you want to go up against?
I don't know, man. Like, I think it would be the pace, dependent on how I feel at the time. I'm not that bossy kind of guy to be like, all right, cool. Well, what about this? And drop a chew like that. I'm not that dude. I'm really not.
Right.
But I mean, if there's a situation like, let's say me and somebody pretty little sitting around and we're like, you know what, let's go, and I get chained up, maybe I might say, all right, cool, but to say I'll just openly do it, nah.
Because what I noticed been happening is that both parties taking part would celebrate each other's success. It's more of a showcase than anything. Now, some artists have discovered new skills as a result of this lockdown. We have some of them that, like Skinny Fabulous, is on TikTok a lot doing bare nonsense. You have others like Lyrical showing off their cooking skills and so on. You have others like Voice that, showing that kind of, he said he could cook, but that's left to be seen. We always see the before and after. We don't ever see the during.
Right.
What have you discovered that you could do pretty well outside of performing?
To be honest with you, I would think it would have to be my stories. Like, I wasn't aware that I could sell my story the way I was. Like, I just got bored one day, man, and said to myself, like, I'm just gonna start telling my stories. And it just started to turn into a thing for me. And a lot of times, like, a lot of my fans always consider that my silence in certain situations was guilt. And
Right.
my silence wasn't guilt. My silence was just me choosing to protect the people around me, or choosing just not to be verbal about something that may have affected me or affected someone around me.
Right.
And layly, in these stories and the way that we've been able to portray the stories and put it out, it's just giving people a different outlook. So I think it's made a big difference for me, and I think that's one of the things that has helped me during this lockdown.
All right, final one for you. Get ready, yeah. I know you're an avid basketball fan. I know you support LeBron James. I'm not gonna say Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not gonna say Los Angeles Lakers. You're a big LeBron James fan. So if LeBron James were to go to Golden State Warriors, you're supporting wherever LeBron is, correct?
Right.
they just had this thing with Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, right?
Mm.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Would you say Michael Jordan is the GOAT after seeing,
Um,
or would you still put
I
LeBron over
that's
MJ? Let me hear you. Who you pick?
I
You're building a basketball side. You had to pick between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Who you picking?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm on the fence just because okay, Michael has a lot more accolades and a lot more championships and stuff like that. But for me, I feel like Bron is just like a better all around player. Um, and I don't know. I feel like maybe if I wanted to play on a team and I wanted to be better,
Hmm.
um, I think I'd go with LeBron just because that's
Oh,
just the
you
narrative.
didn't want to win then. You just wanted to be better. Okay, I get it. Oh, you said you just wanted to be better. You didn't want to win, you know. So
Well,
you're on the fence.
yeah, I think I'm on the fence. I think they're both great in their own lanes.
Uh-huh.
I just think that Jordan has a lot more accolades than LeBron.
Was there anything about the documentary with Jordan that surprised you that you weren't aware of to say that, wow.
Yeah, boy, I didn't know Rodman was such a boss. I really didn't. I didn't. This man was just like a G. Get up and just leave. Like, all right, I'm coming back and
Yeah,
go out and party and do drugs and come back like, and they're just like, okay, cool, you're back. Thank you.
back and win a game. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. You have some people in the Facebook saying LeBron is good, but he isn't the GOAT. Somebody is saying James all the way. Um,
right.
they're on the fence with that, but you might get pushed off that fence. Just saying. He's Michael Jordan. I have no apologies with that. But anyway, Ricardo,
Yeah,
thanks very much for joining us on Power 95 this morning. It was a pleasure speaking with you, man.
thanks for having us, bro.
All right, stay safe, and I'm looking forward to some more of those stories. By the way, let people know where they could reach you on IG to see those stories, because that story with that you briefly mentioned, and there's more detail to it. You just gave the
Yeah.
condensed version.
Yep. You
Yeah.
can check it out on the Instagram at it's Drew ITSDRUE.
Uh-huh.
This episode this week is called "When It Rains, It Pours," and then next week I'm speaking about the breakup song the famous breakup song that everybody thought was
Mm.
dedicated to Patrice. So,
Mm.
it's going to be a couple of things that we address, and it's going to get hot and steamy, man. So check it out.
All right, Ricardo, stay safe, man. Looking forward to your new music. All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, very well. That was Ricardo Dru on Power 95 inside of your morning trend, which came to you the kind compliments of Rick's Cafe. Walk in, dance out. Don't forget Rick's Cafe open every day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with the last order. You have to place that order by 4:30 p.m. All right, Rick's Cafe every single time, making your morning trend happen right here on Power.